What is up, fellas? We are back for another UFC predictions video, this time for UFC 315 in Canada. Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. Sorry this video is coming out so late, fellas. In my last video, if you watched it till the end, I'm moving, or I moved. I'm in a new place now, and I just got internet set up today on Friday, so I'm jumping right into this video. I also don't know how the echo in here is, but that's not important. Let's jump right into the card. If you're new, subscribe. We've been doing really good on picks. Last weekend, we damn near sweeped the card. So we've been doing pretty good over the last like 6 or so weeks. But let's jump right in. Kicking us off at bantamweight, Brad Katana taking on Bekzat Almakan. Um, This is kind of a tricky fight. I think Bekzat Almakan's actually a decent fighter. He had a pretty good performance against Umar. He is the slight favorite here. Brad Katana is solid and he is well-rounded though. But I do not think he can get grappling going on Almakan. I don't think he has that Umar level of grappling. And I think on the feet, Bekzat is much more live to do damage and win rounds that way. Because Brad Katana's got a long career, been in a lot of hard fights. But Brad Katana's a good dude. I think he's probably a little bit underrated. Uh, I could see a Brad Katana underdog win here, honestly. I'm tempted to pick it because honestly, this Gene Matsumoto fight, he arguably could have won that Gene Matsumoto fight. I kind of remember thinking that was a bit of a robbery as somebody who picked Gene Matsumoto, but I'm gonna go with Bekzat. I keep wanting to say Bezcat, but his name is Bekzat. I'm gonna go with Bekzat Almakan just because I think he's pretty well rounded. He's a young guy. He had a great performance against one of the best bantamweights in the world. Dropped Umar Nurmagomedov. The guy's got real power in his hands. He's pretty dangerous in the stand-up, and I think that will be what separates him here. I don't think Brad Katana can really, although he's well-rounded and has a bit of grappling, I don't think he can really get it going super well against Almakan. And I think El Makan here will land the more significant damage on a guy who does tend to mark up a little bit easier as well in a Brad Katana. I could see Bekzat El Makan here winning a decision, maybe 29-28. This should be a pretty competitive fight, though, but I am leaning El Makan here. Moving up to featherweight. Talk about a sick fight. I'm pretty stoked for this one, actually, when I saw this on the card. Daniel Santos taking on Ji Young Lee. I haven't seen the lines. You know I like to do a live reveal of the lines. Guys, I want to go with Jin Young Lee here because this is at featherweight. And Daniel Santos, he just pulled out of a fight. He like no-showed the weigh-in for his Davy Grant fight, which I thought was weird. I'm not super filled in on what happened there, but that is a weird situation. I want to go with Jin Young Lee here though, because he's a big guy at featherweight. What's the line? Very close line. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Jin Young Lee, man. He's got a 6-inch reach advantage. I think he's just gonna be the way bigger guy in there. I did not love Lee's performance against Hyder Emil, where he just lost all fight IQ and just traded hooks with Hyder Emil. But you know, Emil's kind of put together a decent resume at this point. And Daniel Santos, he's a good fighter, dangerous guy. But I think I've seen him hurt by guys who are worse than Jin Young Lee, guys who are a lot smaller than Jin Young Lee. And I think Lee is a much more natural featherweight than a Daniel Santos. And I gotta wonder why he pulled out of that fight with Davy Grant on like such short notice. I'm gonna go with Jin Young Lee here. Who are people picking? A lot of people are picking Santos. He's a very popular dog. And I see why. I think this is a really close fight, a really competitive fight. Both these guys are pretty evenly matched, I think. But I think the physicality of Ji Young Lee might be a bit too much for Daniel Santos in this matchup because he is going to be vastly outsized and outframed. Like I know you see the 5'10 versus the 5'7, but that doesn't really do it justice. I have a feeling Ji Young Lee is going to look much bigger in that octagon. I'm going to go with Ji Young Lee here. I think he can damage Daniel Santos. He's got decent stand up. And if he doesn't just trade hooks in the pocket like a Nimrod this time, I think he can win this fight. I think he can hurt Daniel Santos. I think he can drop him on the feet. I think his grappling's pretty decent as well because he got the win over Yi Zha, who's actually a pretty good grappler. Um, who could push a relentless grappling pace. This Yi Zha guy, he's pretty solid, honestly. Yeah, And he had a very clean win over Blake Builder, who's not too shabby as well. I'm going to go with Ji Young Lee here. I think he can win a decision in this matchup by doing more damage on the feet. Daniel Santos can be hurt a little bit, but Daniel Santos can hurt Jin Young Lee, and I'm not sure the chin's the same after taking all those punches from Hyder Emil, which is probably why this fight is lined so closely. This is going to be a banger, though. I'm excited for this matchup. This is one I think is going to be sick. Oh, fuck. Moving up to middleweight, Marc-Andre Barriault taking on Bruno Silva. Guys, I don't have a good read on this fight. Uh, These guys are 3-7 in their last 10 fights. The volatility here is absolutely fucking crazy. What's the line? Okay. That makes sense. Oh my God. I've been thinking about this one. And for me, I think Marc-Andre Barriault can win this fight, but part of me, dude, really, really, really wants to go with Bruno Silva. But Bruno Silva's looked so ass lately. Ishmael Nardiev is really good. He looked great in that fight. He looked like shit against Chris Weidman. He looked all right against Shara. He looked like shit against Brendan Allen. And then, he fucking flattened Brad Tavares. And dude, Barrial's chin, bro, it has not been looking good lately. Like, I don't love getting flatlined in round one by Dustin Stoltzfus, bro. I don't know about this fight. This is a really tricky one. Who are people going with? Everybody's going Barrial. You know what? I'm going against the grain. I'm going with Bruno Silva. I know he's looked uber washed in his last few fights, but honestly, I think Barrial's looked uber washed as well. And Barrial's normally a guy who can take the shot and weather the storm and fight hard for 3 rounds. He hasn't been doing that lately. He hasn't been able to take the shot, so I'm not sure. And I know Bruno Silva's looked a little bit sluggish and washed, but I just feel like if he touches that chin of Marc-Andre Barriault, he might just fucking put him out at this point. I'm gonna lean Bruno Silva. I think this fight, if you're doing a pick on it, I just feel like it's dog or pass for me, for like, especially for like betting. Uh, like I think Bruno Silva's live to win early. And I think Marc-Andre Barriault's live to win a decision or win late. But I'm going to go with Bruno Silva. I don't know. This is a really tricky one because I'm not sure how Barriault's chin's going to hold up. And I'm not sure if Bruno Silva's just going to stand there and let himself get his ass beat. I'm uncertain. Both of these guys' backs are against the wall. But one thing I want to mention is this is in Canada. Marc-Andre Barriault is Canadian. The last Canada card that was a pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken, every single like male Canadian fighter lost. So I don't trust these motherfuckers, these soy ass Canadians fighting in their own country. They get no wins. Moving up to light heavyweight, Navajo Sterling taking on Ivan Urslan. I'm going with Navajo Sterling here. Ivan Urslan's pretty good. He's pretty decent. He's very dangerous, but he just, I think, lacks a little bit of the composure and striking fundamentals that a Navajo Sterling has shown in his young career. I think he's good, man. I think he's just a better kickboxer. I think he might lack a little bit of that raw power that Ivan Urslan possesses, but I just think he's going to be a step ahead on the feet. He's the younger guy. He's the bigger guy as well, gigantic, monstrous fucking reach. I mean, 79-inch reach to 72, and he's kind of the rangy striker of the two guys. I feel like Urslan's going to have a really hard time finding his way in here. I think Navajo Sterling's going to be able to just poke at him at range, get Urslan biting on feints, and then set him up with a big shot. I actually think Navajo Sterling here can win this fight by TKO over Ivan Urslan and like round 2 or 3. I think round one, maybe early round two, he's going to be setting him up with the fans, trying to get his reads. Then he's probably going to open up, and I think he can land some big shots on Urslan and hurt him on the feet. I don't see this fight hitting the mat because neither guy's a particularly good grappler. Um, I don't see either guy having a ton of success with a takedown, but maybe. Who knows? But I'm going to go with Navajo Sterling here. I actually think he can get a TKO win here. Staying at light heavyweight, Modestas Bukauskas taking on Iwan Kutelaba. This is another fight, dude, where I'm just like, it's hard to get a read for this one. This one reminds me a lot of the Barriault Silva fight. This is a tricky one. What's the line? Line reveal? Ooh, Iwan's a little bit of a favorite. Okay. Man, this is tricky. Because Iwan had a good performance against Ibo Aslan, which I predicted, by the way. I said he would beat Ibo Aslan and take his 0. I believe I predicted him to submit him as well. I'm pretty sure I did. This is tricky, bro. because like it seemed like if you guys know ball, you know that no Iwan Kutelaba fight is just so easy to predict, right? This one feels easy to break down in my head because Modestus Bukowskis, although I think he is good, he's got a good stand up, he's got pretty good fundamentals, so he can push 3 rounds pretty hard. Bit chinny, bit chinny, and his grappling defense is a little meh. Like he can stuff a takedown, but if he gets taken down and he's on his back, he struggles. So it would be easy for me to just be like Iwan Kutelaba is gonna could hurt him on the feet and take him down and smash him with a ground and pound. But no Iwan Kutelaba fight's this easy, bro, to pick. You know what I mean? It feels easy, and he's only minus 120. Oh fuck, dude. Is Iwan Kutelaba going on a 3-fight win streak? That'd be fucking crazy, dude. KO'd Rafael Sequeira. He's a bum. Fast turnaround for Modestas Bukowskis, but he took no damage. And then he subbed Marcin Prachnio. But he was getting his ass beat by Prachnio in moments in that fight. Oh, dude, this is so tricky. This is such a tricky fucking fight to pick, bro. He got KO'd by Petrino, beat Puaga, who's terrible, and beat Tyson Pedro on short notice. Oh, for losing to Felipe Lins is ugly, but Iwan Kutelaba could lose to anybody on any given night. That's why this is so hard. Okay, I'm gonna just. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. My logic brain is telling me that Iwan Kutelaba has passed to victory here. But honestly, no Iwan Kutelaba fight is this easy. I'm going with Modestas Bukowskis. I think he can outstrike Iwan Kutelaba and weather the storm early and win a 3-round decision here. Maybe like 29-28. I think he probably gives up the first round here, but I think he hangs tough. He's a tough guy if he doesn't get flatlined. No Iwan Kutelaba fight's this easy to predict. I don't trust it. I'm sorry. I've been burned too many times by you, Iwan. I don't trust you, brother. I think Iwan Kutelaba is going to get picked apart on the outside by Modestas Bukowskis. He might hurt Bukowskis. He might drop Bukowskis, but I think Bukowskis hangs tough. I think he gets this win. We'll see though. We'll see if I should have used my general logic and just taken the easy prediction, or if I'm sharp by not trusting Iwan Kutelaba's ass to win a fucking fight that seems easy for him, or at least approachable. I don't trust that at all. Moving up to women's flyweight, Jessica Andrade taking on Jasmine Jasudavicius. Guys, I'm going with Jasmine Jasudavicius. She's been looking great lately, and I don't think Jessica Andrade is a very good flyweight. She is dangerous. She is powerful, but she can be hurt. Uh, she can be out volumed, and I think that's largely what happens here. I think Jasudavicius is just going to put a fucking pace on Andrade that she can't keep, and Andrade doesn't have the same physicality at this weight class, in my humble opinion. And Jasmine Jasudavicius has been looking good, man. Jessica Andrade, Natalia Silva beat Marina Rodriguez in a split decision that she arguably could have lost. KO Mackenzie Dern. I remember this fight. So brutal. I got this fight pick wrong, and this fight stopped me from sweeping that pay-per-view, if I remember correctly. Brutal scenes there. But then lost to Tatiana Suarez, lost to Yan Xiaonan. I'm going with Jasmine Jasudavicius, man, here. She's running a ton of momentum. She's been looking great. And she does have a pretty good track record in Canada. She's rocking a gigantic reach advantage. She's got great pressure. She's durable as fuck. She's pretty fucking well rounded. I think she just takes this 3-round decision home here pretty free and easy. Yeah, a lot of people are agreeing. I think Jasmine Jasudavicius here wins the decision. I could see a 30-27, honestly. But Jessica Andrade is live to do damage, though. She is obviously fucking a freak specimen of power, but sometimes she can get caught overthrowing, and her physicality doesn't seem to be quite so good at flyweight, in my opinion. Moving up to welterweight, Mike Mallet taking on Charles Radke. My goat, Charles Radke. Ooh, I kind of want to pick Charles Radke. I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. I was not impressed with Mike Mallett's win over Trevin Giles. It looked like Trevin Giles could have easily won that fight if he wanted to, but he just refused to throw and let Mike Mallet just kick his arms and do no damage to a decision. I'm going with Charles Radke. I'm going with Chuck Buffalo. Suck my balls. He's got a nice left hook. I think Mike Mallett's there to get caught with the hands. I think Mike Mallett might struggle in the grappling with Charles Radtke because Charles Radtke is also a guy who can kind of match him in frame and physicality. And I think Charles Radtke just has real good power, man. I think he can catch him with that hook. Yeah, very similar framed guys. Mike Mallett's a little bit taller, but I don't think Mike Mallett takes a shot the same. I'm gonna go with Charles Radtke. I just when this matchup was made, it was just talking to me. You know, welterweight Justin Gaethje, I think, is gonna take Mike Mallett's chin. I just don't think Mike Mallett's that good. I've never been a Mike Mallett believer. Like a lot of his performances, I've never really thought were that great. I mean, Joe Ness, decent win. Fugit got him. Completely gave up and quit against Neil Magny, which I thought was fucking pathetic. But he was dominating Neil Magny, to be fair. But this Trevin Charles fight, bro, I did not like. I thought he looked shit in this fight. Now, granted, is that might be me overcorrecting a little bit and being like he's not going to win this fight because his one of this fight was shit. But I think Charles Radtke here can land his left hook on Mike Mallet and chin him. To be honest, um, I think Canada's getting another fucking loser. Moving up to lightweight, Benoit Saint Denis taking on Kyle Prepolek. I'm going with Benoit Saint Denis. Should be like minus 1,000. Yeah, he is. Kyle Prepolek had a UFC stint, but he is pretty booty butt cheeks. He's old, and he is taking Benoit Saint Denis on short notice, and he's the much smaller guy as well. Benoit should beat the absolute dog shit out of this guy. If he doesn't, it would be a fucking embarrassment. This is a layup win for Benoit. He should kill this guy. Benoit's gonna win inside the distance for sure. I hope I'm not wrong, but he should win for sure. Moving up to women's flyweight, Alexa Grasso taking on Natalia Silva. Guys, I'm going with Natalia Silva, and I will tell you why. She's big favorite here over the former champion, Alexa Grasso. But I think in a 3-round fight, I think Natalia Silva's kind of taekwondo kicking style is going to prove to be very hard for Alexa Grasso to figure out in time to win a decision because I don't see this fight getting finished. I don't think Grasso finishes Silva, and I don't really think Silva finishes Grasso. I think this is going the distance, and Alexa Grasso is a very linear, in and out, straight line boxer versus a very rangy taekwondo kicker. Really nice front kicks, good push kicks, side kicks, things like that to keep the distance. And it's a tricky puzzle to solve when you only have 3 rounds, and I don't think Alexa Grasso is going to be able to do it. I think she's gonna struggle early to find her hands. Maybe in like the 3rd round, she could finally get some space. Silva slows down a little bit, works the inside, gets in the boxing range, and lands some shots. But I think Natalia Silva will probably win the first 2 rounds. Just basically point fighting, using her basically taekwondo style to just point fight at range. That point fighting kickboxing style is really good against somebody who moves in straight lines like Grasso, who predominantly just uses the boxing. Um, I think Silva's a really good distance manager as well. She's got a lot of decent wins. Andrade Araujo, or fuck, I can never say her name. Araujo. Jesus Christ. Um, 2 quality wins. I think she wins this fight. But Grasso is good, former champion. But I just think mostly the reason she's such a big favorite, I think, is just because of the styles. I think it's a tough style for Alexa Grasso to beat in 3 rounds. The 3 rounds is what's tricky. In 5 rounds, I think Grasso would be lined much closer to even, but figuring out that style quickly is going to be tough. Moving up to featherweight, this catchweight fight, Jose Aldo Jr. taking on Ayman Zahabi. Fuck, dude. I wanted to pick Jose Aldo, but since I'm recording this on Friday late, I got to see him on the scale, and boy, did he look fucking rough. He's the reason this fight got made at catchweight too. He looked horrible on the scale. Horrible. But fuck me. I want Ayman Zahabi to die. I do not want him to win this fight. I do not want him to win this fight at all. I'm not gonna fucking pick him. He's so boring. He's shit too. Like he had an okay performance against Pedro Munoz. Beat Javid Basharat. Cool, I guess. Beat Richie Lang, Ricky Tercios. Like we're not finishing Ricky Tercios. Surely we're not beating Jose Aldo. I think Jose Aldo is going to be a lot bigger and a lot more physical than a Zahabi. I don't really see what Zahabi offers in striking that's going to really pro- uh, be a problem for Jose Aldo. Maybe he maintains distance and just kind of backs up the whole fight. That's kind of how I feel like this is gonna go, and make Jose Aldo chase him. I don't think Ayman Zahabi has the physicality to do the great push to the cage technique that so many fighters have employed against Jose Aldo, like Mario Bautista and Rob. I don't think he's got the physicality of these guys because he's not on steroids like Mario Bautista. Why do you have the face of a 56-year-old man? Uh, and he's not a physical specimen like a Marab. And at featherweight too, I feel like it's gonna favor Jose Aldo as well. And both of these guys are pretty fucking old. I'm going with Jose Aldo. He's got all the high level experience. I think he's a much better striker. Um, Ayman Zahabi's probably gonna have a pretty good game plan to beat Jose Aldo, but I just, God, dude, please, God, do not let Jose Aldo fucking go out on a soy ass Canadian card to Ayman Zahabi. What kind of world are we living in? Moving up to women's flyweight for the flyweight title, Valentina Shevchenko taking on Manon Fiorot. Mm. What's the line here? Because the line's going to deter. Okay. Yeah. I've seen this one before, fellas. I've had a pretty good read on Manon Fiorot. I picked her as an underdog against Erin Blanchfield. Had a great read on that fight. Um, and I feel like I have a pretty good read on Manon Fiorot here. I'm going with Shevchenko as an underdog. This fight to me seems so similar to not similar in the stylistics, but just like it feels like Whaley versus Suarez to me, where they have this challenger who's a favorite and the current reigning champion with all of this championship experience is an underdog. I feel like I have to pick the underdog here, I swear. Because Valentina Shevchenko, dominant performance against Alexa Grasso, arguably probably should have won against Alexa Grasso here. And this loss, honestly, let's call it what it is. It was a fluke. Like, let's be fucking real. Manon Fiorot has good experience. Beat Rose Namajunas, beat Erin Blanchfield, beat Caitlin Sermonara. Good wins, quality wins. And Manon Fiorot, she is a beast. She's got great physicality, good striking, very strong and powerful. But there were moments in this Erin Blanchfield fight where she was just like striking with her eyes closed. Like Erin Blanchfield would throw shots on her up against the cage and her eyes would be closed. It was just really weird reactions that I was seeing. And Erin Blanchfield lost this fight when I broke it down because I said she's not going to be able to take her down and she's not going to be able to hang on the feet. It's easy to not get taken down when you know all your opponent wants to do is take you down. Erin Blanchfield had no hope of hanging on the feet with Manon Fiorot. Valentina Shevchenko does. She's well-rounded at the absolute highest level. She has really good wrestling. She has good top control if she gets on top, and she's a very quality striker. I think that's going to be the problem from Manon Fiorot here because, like, yeah, she's very physical and it's going to be hard to get takedowns on her. But Shevchenko's going to get respect on the feet. She's going to, because you have to respect it because she's a very high-level striker and kickboxer. Manon Fiorot didn't really have to respect Erin Blanchfield on the feet. She only had to respect the grappling. I think she's going to have to respect both aspects here because Shevchenko's so well-rounded. She's got infinite 5-round experience in championship fights. And I can see her mixing it up. I think if she gets respect with the striking, I think the grappling might open up. Or if she shoots a couple of shots at Manon Fiorot, it doesn't matter if she gets them because it might open up Manon Fiorot on the feet because now she's worried about the takedown. Where someone like Erin Blanchfield doesn't have the striking to really take advantage of Fiorot's respect of the takedown. Shevchenko will have that ability to take advantage of that if she's a little bit hesitant because she's worried about the takedown. And I think she can win rounds there. I think she's a good minute winner as well. I'm going to go with Shevchenko. I know she's a little old, but age doesn't mean quite so much, in my opinion, for women's MMA. And it's not like Fiorot's exactly the youngest in the game either. A lot of people are picking Shevchenko. She seems to be the people's dog. I think it's good value. I mean, Shevchenko at plus money is good. Uh, like, let's be real here. If this fluke loss to Alexa Grasso never happened and we scrubbed that here, she would be like minus 250 here in this matchup. I feel almost certain of it. Manon Fiorot's very dangerous, very powerful, very physical, and she could probably hurt Shevchenko on the feet. But I have to trust Shevchenko in this spot here. I have to. And I think she can also get Manon Fiorot biting on feints. The way she was flinching in this fight against Blanchfield, and she almost lost this fight against Namajunas. This fight was pretty competitive and very close. I think Shevchenko can feint at her. I think she can get some reads. I think she can get her biting, get her hesitant even more with the takedown, and just be more versatile and well-rounded here. I'm going to trust Valentina Shevchenko to win a decision here against Manon Fiorot. And closing out our pay-per-view here at welterweight for the title, Belal Muhammad taking on Jack Della Maddalena. Guys, I'm so conflicted when I think about this matchup because I know who I think's going to win, and it might surprise you. But I actually, guys, we need Belal to win this fight. Look at me. I'm taking off the glasses. I'm going to be candid. You'll never in my life hear me say I want Belal Muhammad to win a fight, except for right now. We need him to win. We do. Because if Belal Muhammad wins this fight, we get Topuria Makhachev. We need it, fellas. If JDM wins, we're going to get Topuria Oliveira, which is still a banger. But I need Makhachev Topuria in my life. So we actually need a Belal Muhammad win here. But you know what's fucked up? I don't think he wins this fight. I actually think JDM is a fucking horrific style matchup for Belal Muhammad. And I would be happy to be proven wrong. I would actually like Belal to win. But the reason I think Jack Della Maddalena is such a horrible matchup for Belal Muhammad is, man, his pocket boxing is so clean and he throws in long combinations. He's got good power in every single limb. He's got great eyes. He's got good timing with his knees. He's got good elbows. And fuck, dude, Belal Muhammad, he's good. Bilal's really good, man. But every time I watch him, he's so stiff and so reactive on the feet. I just feel like he's just waiting to get knocked the fuck out. Every single time I watch him fight, he's just so stiff and tense. And he's so bad in the pocket, bro. Like, Jack Della Maddalena is a fucking monster in the pocket. And he's the guy, in my opinion, with all of the finishing upside here. Like, Belal Muhammad's probably going to take down JDM. Almost certainly. What's he going to do with it, though? Nothing, because Belal Muhammad doesn't finish fights. He does nothing with good position, is my problem. I don't think he's going to really be able to get JDM's respect on the feet. And if he comes crashing in, which Belal has to do, Belal cannot fight backwards. He is horrible on the back foot. Horrible. I could see him walking into something nasty. And it's like, yeah, he beat Leon Edwards. But Leon Edwards, he's not, I don't want to say he's not dangerous, but he's not as dangerous as JDM. And Leon's a lot more of the rangy, keep you at range, poke at you, find my shot type of striker, which is good for Belal because he can use his pressure heavy style to kind of get in there and mix it up and get on the inside of Leon Edwards' range. If he gets on the inside with JDM, he's outgunned. Strictly outgunned. And I know Belal made jokes about JDM training with Craig Jones, but Craig Jones is a good guy to train with because he's not one of these soy jiu-jitsu guys who really pulls guard that much. He's a guy who's a lot more of a takedown inclined jiu-jitsu grappler, in my opinion. He's also not a huge fan of the sport grappling of just like butt scooting and guard pulling. So I think Jack Della Maddalena is going to be ready for the grappling. And my thing is, if Belal Muhammad gets JDM down, yeah, he might win that round. I don't think he submits him. If Gilbert Burns is getting JDM in bad positions and not submitting him, Belal Muhammad fucking isn't. I think JDM here is going to hurt him on the feet. I think JDM can land shots similar to like Vicente Luque, similar to like a Jeff Neal, and hurt Belal Muhammad on the feet. And if you're hurt in front of JDM, you're finished. You're finished. I think I see this as Belal Muhammad winning a 5-round decision, or Jack Della Maddalena just chinning him. And I have to go with the underdog here, who has all of the finishing upside. Because if this fight's getting finished, it's going to be JDM. And he showed me in the Gilbert Burns fight that he has the ability to finish late. He finished Gilbert Burns late in that fight with a broken arm. timed a perfect knee on him, and flattened him with elbows on the mat. I could see something similar happen to Bilal. I could see him eating a knee. I could see him maybe getting his bell rung a little bit on the feet. And he's like, fuck this. I'm going to go for the takedown. JDM sees it. Big step in knee, drops in bad. I think this is a rough matchup. I don't know if I touched on this in my breakdown, but JDM also throws in long combinations, um, which I think is a problem for Bilal. Bilal Muhammad has very bad movement. Uh, and I think he'll be there to be hit by long combinations. Even if JDM misses with the first couple of punches, he will extend it 3, 4, 5, 6. And Bilal Muhammad's not a good guy of getting out of range. He kind of just stands there. Yeah, I'm going with JDM. I don't know. I hate to say it. I don't want JDM to win. Like I want JDM to win, but I really want to watch Topuria fucking Makhachev because it's the highest level MMA fight we can make right now. But I think he wins. I think he's kind of a rough matchup for Bilal. And I'm not just saying that because I like shitting on Bilal, because I do like shitting on Bilal. But I think this is a rough matchup for him, unironically. But yeah, I'm going with JDM TKO. What are people picking? A lot of people are picking Muhammad. That's fair enough. He is the champ, and he has looked good lately. But yeah, I'm going with JDM. Thank you guys for watching this video. Appreciate it a ton. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.